Good morning, Redwood, and happy Monday. Let's go cooking in the kitchen for lunch today.
Today's lunch menu is going to be Hollywood hamburgers, celebrity hash browns, stars, California blend, apricots, craisins, and your choice of milk.
Hello, I'm your mystery reader, and I'm going to be reading the story The Relatives Came by Cynthia Brylant, illustrated by Stephen Gamble. It was in the summer of the year when the relatives came. They came up from Virginia. They left when their grapes were nearly purple enough to pick, but not quite. They had an old station wagon that smelled like a real car, and in it they put an ice chest full of soda pop and some boxes of crackers and some bologna sandwiches, and up they came from Virginia. They left at 4 in the morning when it was still dark, before even the birds were awake. They drove all day long and into the night, and while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about their almost purple grapes back home. They thought about Virginia, and they thought about us too, waiting for them. So they drank up all their pop and ate all their crackers, and they traveled up those miles until finally they pulled into our yard. Then it was hugging time. Talk about hugging. Those relatives just passed us all around their car, pulling us against their wrinkled Virginia clothes, crying sometimes. They hugged us for hours. Then it was into the house, and so much laughing and shining faces and hugging into the doorways. You'd have to go through at least 4 different hugs to get from the kitchen to the front room. Those relatives. And finally, after a big supper, 2 or 3 times around, until we all got a turn at the table, there was quiet talk, and we were in 2s and 3s through the house. The relatives weren't particular about beds, which was good since there weren't any extras, so a few squeezed in with us, and the rest slept on the floor. Some with their arms thrown over the closest person, or some with an arm across one person and a leg across another. It was different, going to sleep with all that new breathing in the house. The relatives stayed for weeks and weeks. They helped us tend the garden, and they fixed any broken things they could find. They ate up all our strawberries and melons, then promised we could eat up all their grapes and peaches when we came to Virginia. But none of us thought about Virginia much. We were so busy hugging and eating and breathing together. Finally, after a long time, the relatives loaded up their ice chest and headed back to Virginia at 4 in the morning. We stood there in our pajamas and waved them off into the dark. We watched the relatives disappear down the road. Then we crawled back into our beds that felt too big and too quiet. We fell asleep. And the relatives drove on all day long and into the night, and while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about their dark purple grapes waiting at home in Virginia. But they thought about us too, missing them, and they missed us. And when they were finally home in Virginia, they crawled into their silent, soft beds and dreamed about the next summer. The end.
Hi, I'm Miss Jacoby, and I was today's mystery reader. I read The Relatives Came. I hope you enjoyed it.
And we have a few birthdays to announce today. Happy birthday to Marcus Mendoza, Micah Mendoza, and Drake Smith. All of you enjoy your birthdays and come on down to the office for your birthday pencil. Just a few announcements for today. First off, we have celebrity readers in the building. So if you see some people walking around with tags on, they'll have their badges on for visiting. And they are reading books to different classrooms. That is why we are celebrating the end of Reading Month this week. It's our final week of March. So don't forget also, you can still earn those caught reading tickets. So make sure you have your books with you and you're actually reading. Doesn't count if you say, hey, look, I'm reading. That doesn't count. I'll have my necklace on. I didn't wear it last week for many days, and so I will have it on for sure this week so I can catch you all reading. And so I had an itch. And so I can reward you with reading tickets. So I'll be watching for readers. Art club is today, grades 3 through 5. If you're part of art club, that's after school. And just a reminder for the adults that David Hewlings is here tomorrow for the first day of his exit interviews. So just a heads up about that. I want to make sure I do some celebration. I don't want to forget. Congratulations to Peyton Serratos and to Shane Phillips and Naomi Perez. They went to the state wrestling competition this weekend, and they are going on to nationals. So they did a great job. All of our wrestlers did a great job. Shane actually took first place at the state level. So way to go, Shane. That's pretty cool. 2 years in a row now, I believe, that he's done that. He's undefeated. Pretty impressive. Also, I know that we had Mason Morales was there as well and wrestled and did a great job. Let me see who else do I know was there. See, my brain's going blank on me. Caleb Perez was there and did a great job wrestling. There were others. I'm so sorry. To all of our wrestlers, you did a good job, and I know you represented Hartford and the Indians very well. So it's a tough sport. You're all by yourself on the mat. You got to remember in your head what to do. So great job to all of our wrestlers. What else? Caught bathroom catching stuff. Bathroom battle, that's what we call it. Bathroom battle. Woo, my brain's a little loose this morning. Great job last week to both the boys and the girls. We'll do another entry for each of you. Okay. I think that's everything. So, at this time, would you please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, pledge helpers. That was a great job. And before I sign off, this is one of those days we've got some extra emotions in the building. Some people are feeling sad. Some are confused. Some are happy. We always have a lot of emotions here at Redwood. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is, but you might know some extra ones today. And so here's what I just want to say. If you think somebody else could use an extra smile, a laugh, a hug, whatever, hey, would you be a good friend and make sure they get that from you? It can just be a smile and I hope you're okay, a pat on the back. All those things help us a lot. So if you notice someone being a little extra sad today, thank you for being a friend and for caring about people. Because that's what we do best, I think, here at Redwood, is we care about each other and we take care of each other. So thank you. And with that, have a great day, learners.